Hi guys, welcome to my channel and I hope you're doing fantastic today because I'm about to share with you how to make this beautiful bra. It's very easy if you follow this tutorial step by step. So the measurement we're going to need is quarter of your bust around circumference and mine is 8.5 inches and I'm going to mark a square of around 8.5 by 8.5 inch. Once I am done, we are going to go ahead and divide this square into 4 equal parts. So right at the bottom, I'm going to mark 1.5 inch on both sides, and this is to later create a dot. And then on the side, I'm going to mark 1.25 of an inch, and also on the top, I'm going to mark 1.25 of an inch on both sides. Now, once we are done, we want to connect the points to the center line. Once we are done creating the lower cap, it's time for us to create the upper cap. So on those two markings, I am going to connect it also to the center line. Now on the center front line, I am going to go up by 1 inch. Then on that point, I'm going to go in again by half of an inch. Then I'm going to connect it with a straight line and it's going to be more like a slanted line. Now on top, I am going to mark again 1 inch from the center line also. And then next to it, I'm going to mark half of an inch. Now on the side, I am going to go down 1.5 inch. And then I'm going to create an armhole line. Then again, I'm going to create a neck line connecting to that top point that we've made. And we are done creating our cups. So you need to make sure that you mark your cup. The first one is an upper cup and these two are the lower cup. Now we want to move ahead to create the frame of our bra. So for the upper cup, measure the side of the upper cup, which is going to be 1 inch. And then you want to fit it on the bottom on top of the lower cup and make a marking. On that mark, you want to go out of the frame by half of an inch. So this is what I did. I went out by half of an inch. And then we want to mark a straight line down. Now at the bottom, we want to add half of an inch. This depends on the width of the elastic that you'll be using. So mine will be 1 inch. And that is going to be the base of my frame. Now we want to go ahead and create the band for our bra. So the next thing is we are going to take quarter bust round measurement. You want to subtract half of an inch. This is because we're going to be using a stretch material for our band. So the width of my band is going to be 2 inches. And I'm going to join it on the center line of the bra or the frame. Now once we're done, don't forget to extend the darts to the frame. And this one is going to be the band for our bra, and it's going to be cut on a stretch material. Now let's go ahead and cut out our pattern. Now once we are done separating the lower cup to the cradle, we want to go ahead and close the dot at the bottom. And then the next thing is to cut the upper cup. Now guys, as you can see, for the lower cup it has some pointed edges, so you want to smoothen up the pointiness and just make it nice and rounded, and then go ahead and cut out that pointed edge. And you want to do so the same thing for the upper cup. Okay guys, this is how my pattern turned out. As you can see, I tried to put it together. Now the next thing we need to do is to add your seam allowance all around the cradle, even also the cups. So also the cradle will be cut on fold. Now another thing is, if you want to separate the band from the frame, go ahead and mark 1 inch on the side, and then you just want to mark a straight line, then separate the two, the cradle and the band, and don't forget to add seam allowance. So this is how the pattern turned out. Let's go ahead now and sew this pattern on fabric. So guys, I went ahead to cut my pattern on fabric. As you can see, I did add seam allowance all around the cups, including the cradle and also on the side of the band. Now let's go ahead guys and put all these pieces together. Now guys, once we are done joining the upper cup and the lower cup together, we want to go ahead and push the seam up and push the seams up, and then go ahead and do a top straight stitch. Now guys, once we are done joining the cups to the frame, we want to go ahead and press the seam down towards the frame and sew a top straight stitch also. Now once we are done attaching the band, we want to go ahead and do a top straight stitch. Now guys, moving on to attaching the elastic, I am going to sew the picoted elastic right at the bottom. As you sew it, make sure that you sew with a zigzag stitch and you pull it just a little bit so that it can sit comfortably around your underbust. So once we are done sewing the elastic, we want to go ahead and cut out that excess fabric and then flip the elastic in and then go ahead and do a top zigzag stitch. Now for the armhole, we want to also place the elastic. Make sure you pull the elastic not too much, but just a little bit. And for the neckline, we are going to place the elastic, but for the neckline, we did not, or we should not pull the elastic as we would when we're doing it or attaching it on the armhole. Now this is how the bra turned out. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and attach my strips and also my hook and eye. Then I will show you guys how it looks once I am done. And we are done, guys. I really love how this bra turned out. I hope you also enjoy making this project as much as I did and try it out. And please don't forget to tell me what you think about it. As for me, see you on the next one.